Ladies and gentlemen, once you learn this, you will never be the same. Let me tell you something that most people spend their whole lives ignoring. Your life will not change until you take full responsibility for it. That's it. This is the one truth. The one thing, once you truly learn it, you will never be the same again. Because the moment you stop blaming the world, your past, your pain, your parents, your partner, that's the moment you take back control. Taking full responsibility for your life is the single most transformative decision you will ever make. It sounds simple, but it's not easy. Most people go through life blaming everything and everyone around them for the way things are. They blame their parents for how they were raised. They blame their boss for how they feel at work. They blame the economy, their relationship, the government, even bad luck. But none of that changes their life. Blame is comfortable, but it keeps you stuck. Responsibility is uncomfortable, but it sets you free. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. You stop expecting external circumstances to change before you do. You realize that your happiness, success, and growth are entirely up to you. It's a hard truth to swallow because it means facing the fact that where you are in life is, in many ways, a result of your own choices. That doesn't mean you caused everything that happened to you, but it does mean you are responsible for how you respond to it. And your response is the beginning of your power. Most people think freedom means doing whatever you want. But true freedom is knowing that you have the ability to choose your mindset, your actions, and your direction, no matter what's happening around you. When you own your life, you stop being a victim. You become a creator. You start asking different questions, not "why is this happening to me?" but "what can I do about it?" Not "who's going to fix this?" but "how can I grow from this?" That's when you begin to transform. Responsibility means you stop hiding behind excuses. It means if you want a better body, you take control of your diet and movement. If you want better relationships, you work on communication and trust. If you want more success, you build discipline and take action every single day. No one is coming to save you, and once you truly accept that, your mindset shifts. You start waking up differently. You start thinking like a leader, not a follower. Like a builder, not a blamer. You stop wasting time and energy trying to change what's outside of your control, and instead focus on what you can control: your habits, your choices, your perspective. And the incredible thing is, once you start living this way, you begin to feel more powerful than ever before. Even when life gets hard, and it will, you'll know deep down that you have the strength to face it. Because you're not waiting anymore, you're not wishing, you're acting, you're owning, and that alone will separate you from the majority of people who continue to live in denial. Responsibility doesn't guarantee a perfect life, but it guarantees a meaningful one. And once you learn that, you will never be the same. Most people wait their entire lives for the right moment to begin, the perfect mood, the ideal circumstances, the magical burst of motivation that will finally push them to act. But what they don't realize is that motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. The truth is simple. Action comes first, not motivation. When you take action, even when you don't feel like it, your brain begins to shift. You stop operating from hesitation and fear and start moving from discipline and purpose. The idea that you must feel ready to begin is a lie. Waiting to feel confident before you take the first step is how dreams die. That someday you keep talking about never comes. But when you choose to act despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the lack of inspiration, something incredible happens. You build momentum, and momentum is powerful. It feeds motivation, it makes hard things easier, it turns effort into habit and hesitation into progress. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I'll do it tomorrow," only for tomorrow to become next week, next month, or never? The problem wasn't the task, it was your mindset. You were waiting for motivation to strike like lightning, but action is what strikes the match. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to start. That small step, whether it's 5 minutes at the gym, one phone call, or opening your laptop, triggers a shift. You begin proving to yourself that you are in control. And that proof builds belief. And belief builds more action. This is why successful people don't rely on motivation, they rely on systems. They understand that feelings are unreliable. You won't always feel like working. You won't always feel like pushing yourself. But if you act anyway, you strengthen your mental muscles, you develop discipline, you stop being ruled by your mood and start being guided by your goals. Over time, that repetition rewires your brain. It teaches you that action is possible, even when it's uncomfortable. And once you realize that, you stop being a prisoner to your emotions. When you act first, you flip the script. Instead of letting your mind talk you out of something, you show your mind what's possible. Every step you take becomes a message to your subconscious. I am capable. I am in charge. That's when you stop waiting and start moving. That's when you start seeing real progress. You don't have to feel inspired to begin. You just have to begin to feel inspired. This one truth can change everything, because once you understand that action is the spark and motivation is the fire it creates, you'll never wait again. You'll move. You'll build. You'll grow. And once you learn to act before you feel ready, you will never be the same. Your brain is not designed to make you successful, it's designed to keep you safe. This is a fact rooted in evolution. Your brain's primary job is survival, not achievement. That means it's constantly scanning for danger, avoiding risk, and trying to keep you inside your comfort zone. The same part of your brain that once protected you from predators now works overtime to protect you from discomfort, failure, and uncertainty. And that's the problem. Because growth lives in discomfort. Progress is born in uncertainty. Success is the result of risk. So when your brain tries to protect you, it's actually holding you back. Think about all the moments you've talked yourself out of doing something important. You had an idea, a goal, a decision, and almost instantly, your brain came up with reasons not to do it. It's not the right time. You'll embarrass yourself. You're not good enough. That's not truth. That's your brain doing what it was programmed to do. Keep you from feeling vulnerable or exposed. But avoiding those feelings means avoiding the life you're meant to live. This is why change feels so hard. It's not just about willpower, it's about biology. Your brain resists anything unfamiliar because unfamiliar equals unsafe. That's why starting a new habit feels exhausting. That's why speaking up feels terrifying. That's why quitting the job you hate or chasing the dream you love feels like jumping off a cliff. Your brain is not broken, it's just doing what it thinks it needs to do. But once you become aware of this wiring, you can override it. You don't have to listen to every fear your mind throws at you. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It's your brain saying, hey, this is new, this is different. And instead of backing away, you can lean in. You can retrain your brain by repeatedly choosing courage over comfort. The more you do what scares you, the more your brain learns that you're safe even when you're uncomfortable. That's how you reprogram your patterns. That's how you go from being reactive to being intentional. The key is awareness and action. When you catch your brain trying to pull you back, recognize it for what it is, a survival instinct, then do the opposite. Push forward, take the step, make the call, speak the truth, because every time you act in spite of fear, you grow stronger. You teach your brain that you are not in danger, you are in control, you are evolving. Understanding how your brain works isn't just knowledge, it's power. It's the power to stop self-sabotage, the power to stop quitting on yourself, the power to break through fear and create a life that aligns with your potential. Once you realize your brain's job is to protect you, not to push you, and once you learn how to push yourself anyway, you will never be the same. 1 second of courage. That's all it takes to change your entire life. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes the most faltering moments are quiet decisions made in complete fear. That 1 second where you decide to move, speak up, take the leap, raise your hand, walk away, say yes, or say no is what separates the life you have from the life you truly want. People think transformation is the result of years of work, and in many ways it is. But the truth is, every major shift begins with one bold moment, 1 second of courage, one decision to act. Most people overthink everything. They hesitate, replay scenarios in their head, worry about judgment, fear failure, and doubt their worth. They wait for the perfect time to be brave, but it never comes. Because courage isn't a feeling, it's a choice, and it happens fast. The window between thought and action is tiny. Research shows you have just 5 seconds before your brain kills the idea. That's it. After 5 seconds of hesitation, your mind starts flooding you with excuses, fear, and logic designed to stop you from moving forward. That's why you must act fast. When the instinct hits, when you feel the urge to grow, to change, to speak, to start, you have to move. Think about the pivotal moments in your life. They probably started with a single, small, but brave act. Walking into a room full of strangers, making a difficult phone call, saying what needed to be said. These moments define us because they build a kind of self-trust that can't be faked. Each act of courage reinforces the belief that you can rely on yourself, that you won't let fear control you, that you are stronger than your doubt. The beauty of 1 second courage is that it's available to everyone. You don't need a plan. You don't need confidence. You just need to interrupt the pattern of hesitation and do the thing immediately. That could mean standing up for yourself, applying for something you don't feel ready for, or taking the first step toward a dream that scares you. And once you do, something shifts inside. You feel powerful. You feel alive, because deep down, you know you did something your fear didn't want you to do. You moved anyway. This simple practice, acting within the moment, not overthinking, not waiting, is how change is built. 1 second at a time, one bold step at a time, and the more you practice this, the braver you become. Courage compounds, confidence grows. You start to believe in yourself, not because of what you hope, but because of what you've done. That 1 second can redefine who you are. It can open doors you never imagined. It can lead you to a life that's bigger than fear, richer than doubt, and fuller than regret. And once you understand the power of that one moment of courage, you will never be the same. The version of you that exists today is not the final version of who you are meant to be. You are not stuck. You are not finished. No matter what your past looks like, how many mistakes you've made, or how long you've been living a certain way, you are capable of becoming someone entirely different. This is one of the most powerful truths you can ever embrace. Who you are right now is simply a snapshot in time, not your permanent identity. You are always evolving, always growing, always in motion, and your future self is shaped by what you choose to believe and do today. Too often, people limit themselves by their current circumstances. They say, "This is just how I am," or "People like me don't change," or "It's too late for me." But those are not truths, they're beliefs. And beliefs can be rewritten. Growth begins the moment you stop identifying with your limitations and start seeing yourself as a work in progress. You weren't born with fixed abilities, fixed confidence, or fixed strength. Those things are built. They're developed through effort, repetition, and courage. The most incredible part is that transformation doesn't require perfection, it requires consistency. Small choices, repeated daily, are what create massive change. Every time you show up differently, every time you choose discipline over comfort, courage over fear, progress over excuses, you are becoming someone new. Your identity is shaped by your actions. So if you want to become confident, start acting with courage. If you want to be healthy, start making healthy decisions. If you want to be successful, start showing up like someone who believes success is possible. You are not bound by who you were yesterday. You don't have to carry every version of yourself into your future. The pain, the failure, the regret, they're all part of your story, but they are not the whole story. You can choose to evolve, you can decide to grow. That decision is yours and yours alone. And once you truly understand that your current self is just a chapter, not the whole book, you stop feeling stuck. You realize you're the author. You're the one who writes what comes next. This mindset changes everything. It removes the ceiling from your life. It empowers you to take risks, try new things, and chase dreams that once felt out of reach. Because you know that failing doesn't mean you are a failure, it means you're learning. It means you're stretching. It means you're becoming someone better. When you stop seeing yourself as fixed and start seeing yourself as fluid, capable of becoming smarter, braver, stronger, more fulfilled, you unlock a level of motivation and hope that's unstoppable. You stop being defined by your past and start being driven by your potential. And once you truly understand that you are not your final form, you will never be the same. Here is the powerful conclusion that ties together all the expanded key points of the speech. Now you know the truth that most people will never fully accept. Your life, your future, your potential. It's all in your hands. The moment you take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going, everything begins to shift. No more blaming, no more waiting, no more excuses, just ownership, power, and purpose. You've learned that action doesn't follow motivation, action creates it. You don't have to feel ready, you just have to move. The tiniest step forward, taken in uncertainty, holds more power than 1,000 perfect intentions. You understand now that your brain is not your enemy, but it is wired to protect you even from the growth you need. But once you see this for what it is, you can override it. You can stop letting fear lead and start letting your courage guide the way. It only takes 1 second of bravery, one small moment of action in the face of fear to change the course of your life. And the more you practice that 1 second of courage, the more you become someone you never thought you could be. Because the truth is, who you are right now is not who you are meant to stay. You are not stuck. You are not finished. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are evolving. And your final form will be shaped by what you choose to do starting today. So remember this. Once you learn to take full responsibility, to act before you feel ready, to rewire your brain, to choose courage in a single second, and to believe in your ability to transform, you will never be the same. You'll be unstoppable, unshakable, unrecognizable from the person you used to be, and that is the beginning of your greatest life.